in theaters and now on streaming. There are a slew of new movie options for you to check out this weekend. And here to let us know all about a few of them is movie reviewer Greg Russell. Hey, Greg.
Hello.
Greg.
How are you?
Good to see you both.
Good to see you too, man. All right, let's start with Priscilla. This movie comes from Sofia Coppola. What is it all about?
This is based off of Priscilla's memoir from way back about her life with Elvis. So this is basically seeing things from her side. Now, of course, we had the big hit last year with Elvis. Now, this time, it's all about what she experienced and what she went through.
Okay.
Hey, did you have a clip?
Certainly do. Let's go.
What is the intent here, Mr. Presley? You got women throwing themselves at you. Why my daughter?
Well, sir, I happen to be very fond of your daughter. She's much more mature than her age.
21!
22. That's 22. You don't have to worry, buddy. Black hair and more eye makeup.
I don't know if I like it.
Okay, so
Maybe you
what are
don't
you
know
hearing
if you
about
like
this
it.
movie?
Hearing that it's very good, that it's more of a small, almost like art house movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that she did. Because her budget was like a quarter of what the Elvis movie was. But she
Okay.
put it together and, talked with Priscilla. And I've been hearing a lot of great things about it.
Yeah, it's a very controversial love story that would never exist in today's
Would not
world.
fly today.
No. And it's
Yes,
sitting
that's
next to two dads,
true.
their daughter Priscilla would have never been dating
Yeah,
Elvis.
no, that's not going to happen. I don't
no.
care if you're the king of whatever. You're
Right.
not dating her.
We would have returned him to sender, wouldn't we?
I know, that's right. Okay. That was good.
That was a
Greg.
dad joke on
That's
top of
right.
the dad
How you
reference.
like that?
But
We
it fit.
practically completed the trifecta.
Perfect. All right, next up, let's talk about the Marcius King's Daughter, which is actually a movie that has a Michigan connection.
Right, because I just had to look down to make sure I got the author's name right. Karen Dion, who is from Detroit, went to Grosse Pointe North High School.
Oh, cool.
And she and her husband still live here in the state of Michigan. Came up with this idea in a dream, which she'll be telling us about. It's all about this young girl who thinks she just has this perfect family. Mom and dad, they live out in the woods until she gets older and she finds out what all the weirdness is about.
Okay.
So here's my interview with the author from Michigan.
You wrote this novel, and it's a bestseller worldwide, and it's now becoming a major motion picture. Where did this whole idea come from? Because I got to tell you, it's really intriguing to watch, and I can only imagine the read.
I woke up in the night with the first sentences of The Marsh King's Daughter fully formed in my head. I wasn't dreaming about the character. The sentences were just there. And they are, if I told you my mother's name, you'd recognize it right away. My mother was famous, though she never wanted to be. Hers wasn't the kind of fame anyone would wish for. J.C. Dugard, Amanda Berry, Elizabeth Smart, that kind of thing, though my mother was none of them. All of that was just in my head. And so I thought to myself, well, this is interesting. So this character is the daughter of a kidnapped girl and the man who took her. And it seemed like a good idea. But remember, this is the middle of the night, so you never know. Helena in the novel, she's a very complex character because she grows up for those first years of her life in complete isolation. She doesn't see anyone except her mother and father, but she accepts it because, number one, it's the only life she knows, and she adores hunting and fishing and foraging. She's a little tomboy, loves her father. You could even say she worships her father because there is no one else other than her mother in her life. So what would be the effect, on her as an adult after she finds out that her father?
Whoa.
That's a good cast,
that
too.
is.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good-looking cast.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a very intriguing movie. I give it a 4, and I'm not just doing it because the lady's
4
from
out of
Michigan.
4 out of 5 reels.
Yeah.
All right, that's
But
pretty good.
yeah, it'll definitely pull you in.
That pulled me in. That looks like something I'd like to watch
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah,
Do
that,
it.
That looks very
it.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, let's talk about the movie Radical. What's this one about?
This one's based off of a true story about there was a school district down in Mexico that really hadn't updated anything in over like 50 years.
Okay.
And so it's all about this teacher who goes in, tries to change the education system, and just all the trouble he went through. Here's my talk.
You're the star of the movie and also the producer. But by being the producer, that meant obviously that you wanted to produce it and get it on the screen. Talk about the importance of that, because you're right. I mean, this is a very powerful story.
It is. It is. When I start shooting this film, I learned that education hasn't changed in the last 100 years. I didn't know that, and it was shocking to me. And that was for me very important. I mean, I thought that this movie probably could start the conversation to make a change in education, hopefully, and not just in Mexico, and in the entire world. I mean, this happens in all Latin America too, and in many other countries, like of course Africa or India, but not just there. For example, I never thought in the U.S. this could happen, and a lot of teachers have come to me to tell me that this is also happening in some schools in the U.S. So it's been really shocking. That's the importance of about this film. I think we should give voice to all this kids and to all these Sergios that are around trying to change education, trying to look for a different method, and we should support them.
Fascinating.
Greg, how many reels are you giving this one?
4 for this one as well,
4 out
because
of
it's an
5,
important story, because that still happens, like he said, not only in Mexico, but in areas here in the U.S. where they haven't updated anything.
I love stories about education and people doing something about brokenness in the system.
Right.
That's awesome.
Right.
All right, well, Greg, where can people get more of your interviews?
Just go to movieshowplus.com. You can check out all the interviews there, and also look up. Hey, we might have some giveaways for you too.
Awesome.
All
Thank you,
right.
Greg.
Thank you both.
Appreciate it.